boy. Running a little late because I'm trying to think of a whole bunch of stuff. Now hold on now. What's all this then? There we go. You silly goofs. What you doing? Oh boy. I got some notifications that I don't look at. Let's see. Someone liked your reply. It was good to meet you too. I enjoyed your conversation. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do on Insta. Thanks for watching. You're welcome, Adam. Ha. Okay. Yeah, I goofed up. Goofed up and did the live chat. Pop it. We got Hobby Hang 25 and 26. Gee willikers. Oh no, shoot. Did I make it 26? I might have done that. I definitely hit like start streaming and doing all that stuff before I even checked to see if my camera, this camera, my mic, anything was plugged in. So I was just like, let's do it. Let's go. Wait a minute. Cancel. And then I couldn't cancel in time. But yeah. Good morning. So yesterday I had a whole bunch of like, this is what I'm gonna work on today. But then I got really distracted because I did not really feel like making little structures out of wood after processing all of my popsicle sticks. I decided to give up the ghost, and that it would be easier for me to just not have to worry about making more sticks if I just did them all at once. So in true serial killer fashion, I sat down and processed 1,000 popsicle sticks into these boards. So I did that yesterday for a couple hours. That was crazy. But now I don't have to do it. And I have all the little wood that I need to build and not have to stop and break more popsicle sticks for hopefully a while. So that felt good to have that done. It didn't feel good to do it. It was awful, actually. Would not recommend. And then I proceeded to put the models on bases that we are going to use for 1490. So I had Kelly choose. Initially, I had this little guy that I was thinking she would probably want to use as her knight, and then I was like, hey, I should ask her, which one do you want to use? And she went with this guy, one of the Prince of Wilhelm, from 1490 Dooms, Fall of Rotberg, their expansion. So we've got him and their scavenger and the brute, of course, with the big log. And those are Kelly's Doom Company. So I'm going to do a little bit of grit adding and just putting some texture on the models, and then I'm going to paint them. And then yesterday I went a little ham in my thinking and got real excited, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start making my Doom Company as well, because I just could not handle working on any more like little wooden things. So after I broke all of them, I was just like, I'm gonna build little models that I want to play, because that sounds like it would be fun as opposed to the popsicle stick stuff. So the first one that I did, and we keen viewers will notice that we've got a dice here and a little rolling mat, and really keen viewers, like those that are able to see outside the realm of what my cameras cover, will notice that I've got a bunch of stuff over here for like character creation. So I think that's going to be part of what we do today. Yeah, I will go back into this little guy. Man, that autofocus is pretty cool. I didn't know it did that, but man, that sure is handy. So I pretty much took a Westphalia miniature and cut the head off. It was one of the guys that I accidentally broke the feather on his hat while getting it off of the sprue. Now, as far as the weapon goes, I have not decided on that. We're gonna let fate decide what class this guy is. But I switched out the head. It was just a kind of knight-looking helmet from the Westphalia miniature, and I switched it out with one of the 1490 Vevictus heads that they have online that you can download as an STL. And then I did something similar for Otto Longarm from the Bistarium range. I took, this was I initially planned on using this model, but then it's the Westphalia Plague Doctor. I accidentally broke the foot when trying to pin the right foot. It caused one of the feet to split. And I was like, shoot. So then I was starting to think, well, what do I want to do as far as legs? And then I started to look at the proportions, and I actually was kind of wanting to go with a different body. I like this one. I might, using it in the future, depending on what I want to use it for, I might try to print one bigger, or I might use this for just a smaller character. But I didn't think that I thought it might look a little too small, proportionally speaking, next to the others. So I wanted to go with one about this size. I stole the little lantern that it was holding. So I took its lantern, cut the shield. Cut the shield and the arm off of Otto, as well as his head, which his head cut off really well. And I actually will be able to use that for someone else at some point, I think. So that was fun. But cut the head off, cut the arm off, and then cut the hand off of both the arm that I had removed from Otto, as well as the arm that I removed from the Witch Doctor, and pinned them together. So now I've got this little gribbly guy holding a club, a little hammer, and then a lantern. And then we have, of course, our heretical priest, which is going to be, warrior priest. And I started in a fit of thinking about what I wanted this character to be like. I started to saw the head because I wanted to convert it. And honestly, I don't think I stopped there, because what I want to do with this model, I've thought of the character that I want to play in 1490 Doom. And I'm going to try and make this as, I'm going to clean off these lines just a little bit. My idea is to make this character, there is an entire way to play 1490 Doom solo. I kind of am going to entertain that idea that it would be one that I would like to go further with. But regardless of that, I want to make a character for playing this game because I love narrative play, and I think I want to establish that first and foremost. So I wanted my warrior priest to be my captain, and I am going to, I think, let the gods decide what class these two guys are, to represent essentially the first two that my warrior priest comes across on his journey, while spreading his unholy faith. I was really kind of trying to debate what kind of weapon I wanted him to have, and then I was just like, well, if I'm gonna make like a little unhinged, unholy version of myself in this little world to play as, I started to think about the actual exchange I had with Cody about buying this model, and I was like, oh man, I'll have to paint this and put this together, because it's, if it's the first model you guys sold, I want to do something special with it. And that quickly led to him saying, oh, you should, cut it up, convert it, do whatever, make it into trying to remember his exact words, but I want to say it was a Nightmare Catboy Priest. So that is kind of where I was going with it. So I think he's going to be getting some kitty ears. And I think his weapons are going to be... This kind of hit me last night, and I was just like, all right, I'm a little blasphemous shit, and that's funny. And that's pretty much the best thing I can think of for him to be equipped with as weapons. I was thinking I'm going to take two little, like, essentially scale size nails. I need to get two nails. I kind of want to make a set of like hammers that have supposedly the nails that Jesus was nailed up with as the weapon heads, just tied to sticks essentially. And then I'm gonna give him some crazy kitty ears on that helmet, with some fur. And I think both these guys, as the new members of the cult, will have some kitty ears as well on their helmets, which is why I kind of gave them similar vibe kind of helmets. I wanted it to be a very, yeah, they're wearing the tinfoil hats. And this is who my character is going to try and reestablish this world with, is his following. So I think I'm going to roll up, to figure out what classes I want these guys to be, and then from there we'll decide what weapons I want them to have, and then we're going to probably finish making them, and then we're probably going to start working on making some little bits and bobs to go along with this guy, as far as making the ears and the little hammers. I'm excited about it. So initially my plan was, and that's why I started to cut the head. Looking at the pose, I really liked the idea of a shepherd in the flock kind of look. Unfortunately, the warrior priest does not have access to heavy weapons, so I cannot give him a staff or a pole arm. I was going to have him in the very traditional Jesus or whomever pose of holding a staff with the hand up, very pieman. Actually, that's way more of a hereditary pieman kind of thing. The staff and then the hand up. But that was the kind of look that I was going for. And then I realized that I could not do that in game. And then I thought the next best thing would be making hammers out of the nails of Jesus's cross. So that's where we're at with it. So, without further ado, I think I am going to figure out what kind of class these two guys are going to be. So, this first little guy, I've got an 8-sided die here, and with 1490 Doom, there are currently 7, 8, I think there's 8, with the so we've got the scout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including the knight, but 6, I believe. Yeah, 6 is going to be our warrior priest, so we can't have 2 warrior priests. So I think we're going to re-roll the ones that land on those numbers. So, and then we're just going to treat it. Line down the number. Nope. It's got to land in the box. It's got to land in the box or it doesn't count. All right. Who is the first? 8. Tonight. All right. So the first one will be a knight. I like it. I'm here for it. Which means I can give this guy a little shield. I could cut that hand off and, oh man, I'm loving it. Yep. And you know you're going to have some kind of, probably a flail. I love flails. Or whips. I don't know. That'll be fun. Something fun. So he needs a shield because he's a knight. Knights are always equipped with a shield and a one-handed weapon. However, I do I even more enjoy the idea of this cat boy nightmare priest just being like, "Oh, hello there, knight. I know what you should be doing with your life. Follow me." Okay, and then the last boy or girl, the last new convert. All right, they are a 7. That is a saboteur. Is that the last one? Yes. So a saboteur, a knight, and a warrior priest walk into Rotberg. Well, I kind of like that because this guy he's got the little lantern, which kind of gives me the vibe. Master of stealth and disruption, the saboteur thrives in creating chaos. That helmet's too big. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that as a saboteur, I think this guy works. I'm definitely gonna remove some of the stuff on his legs, on his belt. Just change things up. Just got a bunch of good little pouches. So, a saboteur cannot be equipped with heavy weapons. All right. Well, I'm very excited. So, we've got our crew figured out. And let's see. This is the wrong notebook. God help me. Have mercy on my soul. Doom Company roster. Alrighty. We're doing the thing. I'm gonna need fun. Pen, paper, not paper. Pineapple. Careful viewers will notice that I did not put anything on Instagram or anything else to let anybody know that we were probably going to be doing this today, because they probably would want to watch that. And you're right, I didn't. I'm bad. I'm working on it. So, warrior class. This is our warrior priest. I have terrible handwriting to be able. Warrior priest, origin, equipment and improvements. So, warrior priest, a knight, and a saboteur. Saboteur. Movement 5, 1, 4, 4, 5, 5. 5, 1, 4, 4, 5, 5. Yeah, equipment and improvements. However, we're not going to do that yet. The night, we'll find the night stuff because it is in a different. Oh yeah, I forgot I downloaded a whole bunch of stuff from Itch. What the? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Man, oh man. There it is. Okay. Yeah. The knight is a crestfallen warrior with lost honor. Though they cling to their noble past, they have embraced the need for survival above chivalry. 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4. Four, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4. Alrighty. So 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4. That is the knight. And then our last one, or technically our first one, is the warrior priest. 4, 1, 5, 4, 5, 5. So we got to come up with a company name, motto or war cry, reputation, founding event. Well, and as far as a name, I mean, I'm King fucking Piss, so. But that doesn't seem too. I feel like running around as King Piss, bashing people's heads with hammers that I made out of the supposed nails of Jesus' crucifixion. I mean, that sounds pretty dope, but I feel like it might be a little too much, so I'm going to dial that back a little bit. And I think we might just roll for some names, because that sounds good. Also, I brought this Mortal Shell book down because this art book gets me so pumped. Mortal Shell was absolutely a Souls-like game that I feel like a lot of people are just like, oh, we're just trying too hard, blah, blah, blah. It just wants to be dark. It's a very, very different lore-wise. The concept was amazing. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed this little art book that they released, and I don't remember. I think it was in the collector's edition, but it was given away for free, I think, on Xbox Game Pass, and I loved it so much that I ended up buying it I want to say I bought it for PlayStation. No, it might have been on PlayStation. I don't remember. It was somewhere. It was for free, and I loved it so much that I bought it. Like, I bought the game, the digital game, because I was like, I want to play the whole thing. And then I found the collector's edition, because the collector's edition came with this art book on eBay. And I bought a copy of that because I needed this art book in my life. They did not have it available anywhere else. And I love little physical books, but there is a chunk of here that Ash Thorpe, I'm not sure who they are. They are an artist of some kind, and I love their stuff, but they pretty much made a bunch of images of if they were going to make the game into a feature film. They made a bunch of images pretty much showcasing what it would be, and there's a little blurb in the beginning where they talk about their art and the aesthetic, and using light, and I think that it's so fucking rad. Like, it's so vibey. It's just you get the gist, like, of what the game is about just by looking at the vibes and the extreme light and dark, I think, between the snow and then, like, fire. Like, the only, like, illumination, there is no sun in, like, pretty much any of these pictures. And I love that. I think that is just so fucking rad. It's just everything is illuminated by fire or by moonlight. And that just looks really cool in all of his pictures that he did. Mortal Shell, though, has a lot of really cool concepts as far as the game, and I love that one. Last thing I was going to grab was my horrible Merkberg box. I keep all my Merkberg stuff in this little box. Eventually, I really like game aids, player aids. I love anything, again, blending reality and the game itself. So I love having a box that looks like it would fit in real world, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. This is Cyberpunk. Murder Sword. This is essentially just the box that all my Here's Kelly's Doom Church. I'll show that. Kelly made this Merkborg. This is Kelly's one-page dungeon that she's made. I might not be supposed to show you this. Who knows? But I think it's really cool. It's the Doom Church. Remains of a throne, a gatehouse, number 1. From there, you go into the Abyssal Pits. It's a museum next to the sacrificial altar. There's flesh blood on the altar. 4 is the ungodly yet exquisite chandelier dance hall. 5 is a compact darkness, question mark. 6 is a torture chamber. That's good. I love all these little drawings. 7, full of debris. I don't know where 7 is. 5, 6. Where's 7? Oh, it's down here. 7 is full of debris. 8, flooded with a fountain. There's a fountain that's just overflowing water. And then 9, inscriptions. Motives are terrifying. So it's just a room full of inscriptions. All the things are horrifying. Doom Church inactive because it was invaded. A fire is spreading from the deepest chamber. There's a four-legged pale gremlins dwells here. Four-legged pale gremlins dwell here. Distinctive feature, the obelisk that separates body and soul. So at the top there is a obelisk that will separate your body from your soul. It's covered in inscriptions. That's fucking rad. I have not looked at that since she made that. That's really good. Icon, if you backed Icon, you'd be aware that there was a misprint. So this is what it's supposed to look like, which is why when they had them printed, the people that they paid to do the thing were just like, well, that can't be right. So they just took it upon themselves to like change it. So instead of being blank and you don't know what you've got, you now have a very clear, this is the old dead god that you're going to be fucking with. So it kind of ruins the surprise. I'm going to figure out something to do with those. And then the rest is just, oh, hey. Kargunt. Sir Kargunt. Sword, armor, rope, potion, scrolls, cloak of invisibility. I need to play Dark Fort again. Dark Fort's a game that I absolutely am like, yeah, I'll fuck with that. Alrighty, what do we got here? So, Heretic. Ferratory. 40 city events. Tables of obscurity. I think this is... Oh, that's where Pirate Board went. What's in here? I'm gonna go grab my other copy. It only feels right. This is probably Sam's, if I had to guess. Really not suitable for children under the age of 16. It's 7:12. I'm gonna run upstairs. I am gonna grab my... Oh, that's fun. I have not even opened Pirate Board. So Greg Wire sent me this. But I've not even... I like that crab claw. This is fucking sad. Oh, this is sick. Yeah, this is fucking sick. Got 9 tails, boring axe. Looks like a boring axe. And then looks like a boring hammer. Violence. Okay. That's going to be distracting, so I'm going to put that in box. Of course, we've got Ferratory. I am one of the lucky few that have the Ferratory shirt that there's only like 100 of. I think they made 150 because enough people complained, and Johan was just like, fine. But I set alarms. Like, for a long time, I was really, really big into collecting exclusive stuff. And I have mixed feelings about that because I do think that I enjoy the hunt and the thrill of being like, oh man, I got a hold of that thing. Now, as far as FOMO and stuff like that, I don't like that. It's kind of like the same. It's the same concept of limited press, like limited pressing records. If you love something, if you really really like something, and the idea of having like fighting to get one of the copies, like I can be behind that. I stopped being really 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 heavy into that because it just got way too absurd and way too big. And honestly, I think the Merkborg guys, I think they also agreed at the time of where they stopped, because it just seemed like kind of a dick move to be like only X amount of people get this, when they were now at the point where there's so many people that love Merkborg that it just doesn't seem right to try to produce stuff and then have it in limited quantities. And the group that kind of burned me on that was Night East. They made two pamphlets, and again, like at the time I was super into that, like, oh yeah, it's exclusive, I gotta wake up. So I mean, I would set like alarms. I gave the shits that I had to give to like get a copy of these little weird zines that were like, you know, being made on the other side of the world. And then they repressed it, and I was just like, okay, well, that's not what I signed up for. And I'm not, the difference between like, oh, I don't want anyone else to have that. It's not that. Like, I mean, it's the same thing with a PDF. If everybody, I'm fine to pay, you know, an absurd amount of money for what it is for a binding of paper if it's only going to be done for like one period of time. But then after that, everything that's in here you can still get, because it's available as a PDF online, and you can pay to print, you know, you can pay someone else to print it for you. I fully support that. I think what pissed me off was with Night East, it was a very limited run thing. So it was just like, you had to give a shit. There were not very many people who gave a shit. I was one of the people who gave a shit. So like, it didn't sell out. The first one did not sell out for a good amount of time. The second one sold out almost instantaneously. And I think because of that, that's when they started looking into, well, we could reprint the first one, we could reprint the second one. And it went from being a exclusive like thing that like, oh, I would like to have that on my shelf, to, okay, well, why did I pay you X amount of money when, if really it's going to be available all the time, I would just rather pay someone else to print. If it's not actually limited, then don't fucking tell me it is. That's it. That's it. If you're going to make a limited product and then try to have FOMO for that, that's one thing. If you go back on that, I will never pay you money again, which is why I don't fuck with Night East anymore. They piss me off with that, to where I will never give them another penny. It's just a principle thing of, I can support the concept, a concept that would lead to someone having FOMO in that situation. But the moment that you like kind of go back on that, I'm like, fuck off. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I misspelled warrior, I think. Yeah, I did. I left out an R. I was trying to not look dumb and misspell. So by doing so, I in fact looked dumb and misspelled. It's too early. I'm not pretending. Warrior priest. Okay, that was a long little tangent, but I'm gonna go grab. I'll put these back inside that box. I've got Feretory out, and I got Heretic. I don't even know if I need it. Murder sword. Also, I'm just not trying to throw shit at people. I'm just more of, I would not have supported or woken up and set alarms. I would not put forth the effort on my part if it was something that I didn't fucking need to do. Okay. Work meeting complete. Time to bullshit. Oh, I almost wore my Fairytale shirt today. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You are one of the other 150 unholy bastards that have that beautiful shirt. I love that. That's one of my favorites. This is my copy of Merkborg that Greg sent to me. It is a little worse for wear. It's covered in love marks. And at first I was really kind of sad about the holographic cover. Like, it has faded. Mine has been handled at this point by so many people. I cannot stress enough. My default mode, I think, is like evangelist. Or evangelical. Yeah, my default mode is evangelist. Like, if I love something, I have to tell the world about it. So mine absolutely looks like it has been manhandled and scratched, and because it has, by me and everyone that has given me the time to shove this in their hands and tell them to flip through it. But I absolutely adore this book, and I'm so thankful that Greg sent this to me. I know afterwards he bought himself a copy of the Swedish version of this just so he could have a copy of the book, like, in this presentation. And again, I'm just so thankful that he sent the copy that he had to me. But yeah, every time I open this book, it makes my heart so happy. Just because it takes me back to the first time I opened it and I read it. And I had Greg sent me to this, and I still have a note. It's in one of my little sweet boxes, but I'll have to find that and revisit that little feel. There's some Theo hair in here. Theo is also a GM. Man, woman, lost, so all. So, what is our name? I'm excited to let this be in the hands of the gods. Where did my dice roller go? What? Here's my dice. Where are you at? All right. Quit goofing. I took it apart. I don't remember doing that at all. Oh, man. A beep boop bop. So, we need a D6 and a D8. Got the D8 and D6. These dice, I don't know where. I got them at, I have so many dice. I got these at, this is, my buddy Alan gave me that 20 D20 like 2 decades ago. I like it a lot. It's just, I specifically think about, man, the other day you were talking about solitary confinement. To clarify, that's a supplement from our work, so if been some already includes a solo mode. Yes, I did not think about that. When Roz messaged me, and was just like, "Hey, have you ever looked into solitary defilement?" I was like, "Oh shit, I think I have that," and I did not, but I do now. Almost dropped a dice. I did not, but I do now. I went on Itch and I found it. I did not really want to buy the entire box set because I've got so much Merkborg stuff, and I think those are the kinds of ones that I'm really like, man, I want to have that in physical copy. But in order to use those, I think it would maybe be easier also to have like the digital version, so I can like look at it while I'm doing stuff and print off what I need to, make it bigger or whatnot. But yeah, I did not have solitary confinement, but now I do, and I've looked into, not downloaded it yet, but I'm going to be working on that this weekend because, yeah, I love Merkborg, and so does Kelly. I love Dark Fort. I want to do way more solo stuff. I've been enjoying, I've loved working on these terrain projects and everything. Jesus, I've got something printing for the castle that I had to put it on its side or I didn't have to, but they put it on its side. Um, so it's printing, and it's just like the rest of the building, like is on the plate, is like printed, and it's like this tall. And then there's this other part that's just going on in the background that it's just been building for about like 12 hours. I was asleep for most of it. So I'm going to roll some dice. I got these at my friendly local gaming store. They're covered in runes. They just kind of look satanic. Occult. Occult would be the better word. Satanic is not. I'll dabble on that for a little bit. Merkborg, Trench Crusade, and 1490 Doom. All of them have it looks very satanic. Occult is, I think, the technical word, because I think satanic, you're typically looking at it from a Christian or a Christendom standpoint. And you're like, oh, that's just this really satanic thing. And it's just like, if you actually know about Satanism, real Satanism, or fake Satanism, either variant, neither of them fits in with Merkborg, because it's tongue-in-cheek. It's not serious. It's poking fun at the thing, so it's closer to real Satanism. But the artwork is all extreme. It's very clearly not actually anything that would ever be associated with either the temple or the church of Satanism. One of those is a real religion. One of them is a fake religion. The one that doesn't believe in God is the real religion. If you're interested, there's also a mothership solo module called Thousand Empty Light. Oh, you know I am, and I don't know if I have that one or not. I thought I had Solitary Defilement. I've bought so many. I love role-playing games. I love them so much. They make me so happy. I got really off on a crazy kind of thought there. This dice, that's what I was thinking of. It makes me think of being in this house. Before I lived here, my oldest friend, Alan, he lived here because his parents, who are my neighbors, former landlords, but they bought the house over here, and they did so much remodeling to it, and then the house here, they found out that the garage of their garage is, the corner of it is on this property. And when Paul realized that, my neighbor realized that, he was just like, well, shit. He understood that at some point in time there is a possibility. This is what I love about him as a person. I love so many things about him as a person. This is one of the things I really like, is that he realized that at a time he was like, oh no, somebody could take the time, my time specifically, to take him to court to try and get his garage torn down. And he was just like, and the thing is, it never will fucking happen. My house is older. The people who built my house built this house, and they built it as a guest house for that. It used to be one lot, but when, modern day happened, that's not how everything was like put down on paper. So he was just like, so I need to buy that house, and I need to get the plots redrawn. So the garage is not on that property, it's on my property, because essentially someone could buy that house. Like I could, before I don't think he changed it, because I was just like, dude, I'm gonna be here when you're gone. It's not to be that way. Like, unless something crazy happens, I'll be here when you're gone. I'm not gonna do that to you, dude. Like, I don't plan on leaving unless I'm leaving like state for like a good distance. Like, I'm very happy here. I know my neighbors. It's the devil I know. Yeah. So, Paul had to buy this house because he didn't want that to happen. And then he had to buy the house on the other side because it foreclosed. So he'd already spent all this money on this house. And then the two houses next to him are just like, we're going to tear your life apart if you don't deal with this. So he was just like, I guess I have to deal with that too. And the entire way that he explains it is in such a very just like, sometimes life just knocks on your door and punches you in the face, and you just have to accept it, and you just go, okay, and you close the door and you try to go on with life. And I really like that. Wasn't beaten down. He accepted it, and he was like, "Yep, I gotta fucking deal with that. It's just real world shit." And I like that a lot. So, enough ranting about my neighbor Paul. I'm gonna drink some water. Oh boy, I'm thirsty. Your boy's been talking too much. Yeah. So. What is my kitty priest's name? 6. And then an 8 side of dice. His name is Weemut. Weemut. Vemut. Limit. Limit. Limut. Weemut. Wemut. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I mean, he'll probably get more names. We're probably going to come up with more names as this guy keeps going on. Okay, so, and now our dear knight, the first of our children of the converted flock. Okay, I'm going to re-roll that simply because I feel like it did not roll. It just kind of dropped. That's a roll. That's a 3. His name is, or their name, 7. Clort. Oh, Clort. With a K. Klort. Clort. Oh, Clort, the first of our convicts. Converts, not convicts. Sorry. Well, I mean, maybe both. Honestly, we might have just raided a prison and been like, you're a knight now. I know who we are. All right, and our saboteur. 4. Our saboteur's name is Legan. Legan. I have a new best friend named Legan. Legan. Okay. So, our warrior priest is our captain. Equipment and improvements. The first thing that we're going to do, he starts with one of his little hammers. So the first thing that we're going to do is probably with his improvement, he is going to get a second little hammer because, you know, you got to have both nails on sticks. And I think the way I'm going to make those is by taking some kind of little hammer, and I'm literally going to take a pin, like a nail pin that I've got that I used for the nails on my Vesterian overseer. It was kind of, it wasn't my priest, it was my, like the boss, the guy who whips people. Big yawn, sorry everybody. That guy. I'm gonna take a bunch of those little nails, and I'm gonna take 2. Put them on a stick and wrap them with wire so it looks like I pulled the nails that Jesus was nailed up with out of some reliquary, and then put them on a stick and then just tie them together. I like the idea of just raiding Europe of all of its holiest icons, and then just climbing among the mountains to start life afresh with my cat cult. Sorry, with our cat bolt, with Weemut's Catboy cult. Cat cult. Not just cat boys, cat girls. Nyan binaries. Veemut actually is Nyan binary. I'm going to go ahead and set that right now. Fun fact, he is Nyan binary. Nyan. That's going in his origin. Non-binary. Heretical. Cat Priest. I'm not going to tell Kelly any of my lore until we go to play, and then it's just going to be full blown, like, Vemut has come. Vemut? Vemut? Vemut, Vemut? What else do we need to do for these guys? So, Vemut is getting +1 off, or +1 one-handed weapon, +1 one-handed weapon. So he has 2. So he's got 2 little hails. We love a non-binary icon. Everyone knows Vemut, the non-binary icon. Non-binary con? Nyan-Bicon. Nyan-Bicon. Nyan-Bicon? A Bicon. Non-Nyan-Bicon. Non-Bicon. FinCon. Let's see. +1 handed weapon, and he's our captain. Obviously. It's 7:35. Got 5 minutes. And I'll probably hang out for a little bit longer. After I make coffee, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So, first and foremost, what does a knight have? A knight has... Maybe I should write that they have 2. I need to figure out a way to... And I need to figure out their founding event. So I'm going to work on the lore and stuff for that, actually. So, equipment and improvements, they have one-handed weapon and a shield. Now, as far as our saboteur, a saboteur has too many things. They cannot carry heavy weapons. Man, I can't have anybody with heavy weapons. Shoot. That's okay. Knight is always equipped with a light weapon and a shield. +1 light weapon. I should have made it that. I need to +1 light weapon. Oh boy. This paper's going to look crazy by the time we're done, I'm sure. +1. Man, I'm so excited. 1-handed weapon. 1 light weapon. And shield. 1 light weapon. Shield. Yeah. Oh, hey, I feel like I have a pretty good idea. Oh, no. I dropped something. Oh, a little shelf down there. 1 light weapon. +1 light weapon. Now we know that he started with 1 light weapon, and as an improvement, we gave him another. That looks better than what I wrote initially. Notebook, quit falling. 738. Okay, Saboteur has... Saboteur cannot be equipped with heavy weapons, so they cannot take... Is a ranged weapon heavy? I believe they are. Sorry, I'm trying to look around this. If it doesn't look like the scrawlings of a madman, then I don't think you're doing it right. I agree. Thank you, Possum. Heavy weapons and ranged weapons are 2-handed. So, no. Okay. Unless otherwise stated, each warrior in your death company starts the game with 1 weapon of your choice. The warrior profile list. Even if you're enough points, you cannot purchase weapons for warrior with hands. Heavy weapons, ranged weapons are 2-handed. Warrior with a weapon cannot buy additional improvement points. They are not heavy, are they? No. I'm gonna go make coffee. Be right back. Boop, boop. It's okay. I'm back. I'm back. Ba-da-da. Alrighty. And Vimit. Clort. I think that was the name that we wrote down. K-L-O-R-T. K. Clort. Yes. Clort, our knight. So we know that our heretical priest has a light weapon. We gave him another one as a light advancement. As an advancement, so now he can do two attacks, which I'm pretty sure I'll look at that to make sure I adjust these properly. So now we have 2 more improvements. We could increase someone's stats, or we could increase our own stats. There's a bunch of different things that we can do with those improvement points. So, Saboteur. We need to figure out what kind of weapon that person has. And so combat is a 5. It's not very good at combat. Damn, we could make our knight really good at combat. That might be fun. So part of me really was like, do I want to put all the points into Vimit, or do I want to evenly distribute them? And the reason that I was like, I kind of want to put them all on one is, well, he's clearly the occult leader. Sorry, I keep saying he, it's they. He is non-binary. They do not really probably care about many people other than themselves that they're starting this cult, and they're convincing these people these things, while the world is clearly ending, or they truly believe them. I'm going to say that for this one, I think we are going to just straight up, we're going to dump all the improvements onto I think Vimit, unless man, I really am. It's so hard to say. I feel like well-rounded, it would be better to put them on the other two, but from like a I'm sticking with my gut on that one. I think we need to dump all the improvement points into our cat priest, especially since he is going to, if they die, he'll bring them back, and I want that to be more of the focus of it's just like it's the new faith. He is God's chosen. They are God's chosen. In addition to your captain, to become, you start with 2 improvements before the start of the game. These points can be spent on the following. Only 1 point may be spent on each of these categories for any single warrior. Okay, only 1 point may be spent on each of these categories. So we could give him an extra weapon. We did that. We could give them a single climbing item, a single consuming item. Oh, before the start. Okay. I don't know. Well, skill. I feel like skill-wise, we might want to increase that to a 3-up. I kind of want to. He's got a 50% chance, pretty much, at skill. Combat, he's only 5. No, we want his combat to be better, I think. Shoot. So many options. Huh, I'm gonna go make the coffee. Shooting bees. Alrighty. Bum, bum, bum. We're back, everybody. Thanks for waiting. Or just hanging out. Alright, yeah, I'm thinking we definitely want to... No, I don't think we're going to get much. If we give him an extra weapon, then he'll be able to make 2 attacks. I think we do want to do that. So I have 2 other improvement points. I am going to say that the Saboteur probably Saboteur cannot be equipped with heavy weapons. Combat is a 5. Skill is a 4. Ranged is welcome back. Thank you, Possum. Climbing, combat. Combat for ranged weapons. Check the target is within range line of sight. Choose an attack. Roll combat check. So no matter what, combat is what we use for attacking. Except when we throw, and then we throw vitality plus blank plus 2, so 6. So defense is 5, movement is 5. He's got a lot of movement. He's only got 1 attack. We don't really want our Saboteur like attacking though. Our Saboteur is, I feel like, the one who's seems very well rounded. Like, I feel like we've got a pretty well rounded team. We've got our Knight to do the defense. We've got our Saboteur to just be a pain in the ass for everyone. And then I think Warrior Priest, I think we can make him pretty good at. Okay, maybe I want a climbing item. So in this section, you'll learn how to recruit your warriors and how to equip them with the preferred armament. Each player begins the game with a Doom Company comprised of 3 warriors. Players cannot choose the same warrior more than once. They gain the following benefits: 1 improvement point once per game. They roll single dice. 2 improvement points before the start of the game. These points can be spent on the following. I am thinking, unless it says climb items must be purchased with improvement points, as they are not weapons. Unlike weapons, though, at the beginning of the game, they start on a model's back or stored in some way. Weapons. Now, for some reason, I thought that we could not start with climbing equipment. But I think maybe it's because they are purchased with improvement points, not because... I don't plan on my Knight doing anything with its skill. Like the concept of skill for my Knight, I don't imagine it's going to be doing much other than like keeping the priest safe. I assume it's going to be the priest's loyal hound with this crazy silly gas mask, and of course kitty ears. Everyone's got to have kitty ears. So the Saboteur, we definitely, part of me likes the idea of trying to have a bow, because, oh boy, yeah, they do. Each warrior starts the game with 1 weapon of your choice. The warrior profile will list the weapon types you can and cannot choose from. Okay, we just can't choose heavy weapons, so we could take a ranged weapon. There are missile weapons that require 2 hands to use, though there may be one-handed versions in future releases. Is reloading an action that I have to roll for a skill? I'm assuming not. I'm assuming it absolutely is just a, yep, I reloaded. It's under actions. Yeah, okay, so no, we don't have to use skill. Push is a skill. Wait, what? Or is push if they fail the skill check? No. Okay. Skill Q mongrel by cult leader. Yeah. So I think that's good. Man, crossbow sounds gnarly. The bow sounds gnarly too. Our saboteur. Do we want him to have a crossbow? That kind of sounds fun. Tunk. But also, our saboteur is going to be our scout, essentially. Like a shitty scout, like an asshole scout. So I'm thinking maybe he should. Or have a knife. Maybe a knife. Cannot be fired while in base contact with an enemy model. Sword, a hammer, a dagger. I am thinking that we're going to want at least one person in this game to have a ranged weapon. So I'm going to say a bow, maybe. Do we want to give him a bow? I'm thinking we do. My saboteur and his bow. Bow takes two hands. And so that is just his starting equipment, is a bow. So for our improvement points, we could give somebody an improvement, someone other than our warrior priest a weapon, which, no, we can't. Like, we could give Ligon. We could give Ligon, the saboteur, another weapon other than their bow. Or we could give them a ladder or grappling hook. Their skill is 4. So my warrior priest and the saboteur are going to be pretty good. Pretty fine at securing, setting grappling. I'll take a skill check if they pass. They hook a grappling hook. They have to the top of the structure. So 6 inches. The saboteur could throw a grappling hook. Pass on a 4. That's pretty good if we gave him a grappling hook. I'm thinking our saboteur, I kind of think that we want to have our saboteur be almost like a shitty scout, like a scout that is just a bad person. Like, that's what I mean by a shitty scout. Not scout is mastermind. His heightened sense give him his doom camp the advantage positioning and resource gathering. Yeah, so they are very good at. What do their skills look like? 6, 1, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 1, 4. So they're a little bit better at defense, and they're a little bit faster than a saboteur. But the saboteur's got a bunch of really fun things to do, like it's just an asshole. So I like that. I'm kind of liking that. I feel like we want to give them a grappling hook. I feel like someone needs a grappling hook. Man, for some reason, I thought that we could not start with climbing equipment. Each warrior starts the game with one weapon of your choice. Cannot purchase an more weapon sword than they can hold in both hands. Okay, well, with that said, so canister. So consumables, it looks like, are going to be like our canisters, because they do have, he has a improved canister, and he has booby traps. He has a bunch of stuff that is, man, and it's going to be so fun to put that on the model. Yeah, that's going to be rad. And I'm excited to add a little shield. Just need to figure out. Yeah. So he's going to have his little bow. I'm thinking a bow. The bow has a 10-inch range as opposed to the crossbow's 5, but it does half the damage. but I'm thinking that'll be better to have further range, and being able to keep people away. I think we are going to purchase a. I feel like we need to purchase a grappling hook, but I don't. Or a ladder. So I think we told Kelly no. I think we told Kelly that you could not take climbing items, so I'm not going to take one because I don't want to make the game unfair whenever we play. And because I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to start out with climbing or not. No. In this section you learn how to recruit warriors for your gym company, how to equip them with preferred armament. In addition, it says it right there. Equip this model with a single climbing item. Equip the model with a single consumable item. Gym companies start with 2 improvement points before the start of the game. So yeah, someone's getting a climbing item. And then Kelly will let her know that she can change that if she wants to. So he gets a grappling hook. Grappling hook. Also, I can't stress enough, I want to make a grappling hook. I'm excited for grappling hooks. Grappling hook. So we have 1 improvement point left. And what can we do with that? Probably going to increase a stat from our priest. Or... He has 2 he has 2 weapons now, so some boots. Once you have 2 weapons, you can then make a second attack. So we want him to be good at that. These weapons will in one hand. This cleanses properly. Sneezed. Oh no. Okay. Thought I'd sneeze again. I need to make some resource caches today. Man, grappling hook. Hell yeah. So stoked about a grappling hook. So choose a weapon or 2 light melee weapons to attack. Yeah, so that is in. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Possum. Yeah, okay. You cannot purchase and add more weapons to a warrior than they can wield in both hands. Heavy weapons, ranged weapons, two-handed. A warrior with such a weapon cannot buy additional weapons with improvement points. Okay, a warrior with such a weapon cannot buy additional weapons with improvement points. Bow. He cannot have another weapon, but he can have climbing gear. Light weapons and shields are one-handed. Warrior can spend improvement point to purchase 1 for their offhand. The warrior can only wield 1 shield. Why did I think that you had combat? When a model activates, they may use the attack action or another special action or ability that involves a combat check. Once you've declared the model with attack, go through the following steps. Choose a weapon or 2 light melee weapons. The model will use attack. Oh man, their breathing apparatus is breached. Man, that's gnarly. Where does it talk about that? I'm so excited about that. Okay, so I think we're Yep. Attacks is how many times the warrior rolls to attack with a weapon. Add 1 more attack to this value if they wield 2 light melee weapons. They do. Alright, Vemet. Vemet has 2 attacks. Vemet likes bashing the rats. Where the heck did my pencil go? Oh, it's in here. Teehee. 2 attacks for Vimit. His defense is only 5, but he's got a knight. He'll keep him safe. His skill's 4. Vitality's 5. Movement's 4. What? Combat is 5. Let's make it 4. Oh. Or maybe we want his defense to be higher. Do we want a 50% chance to hit people 2 times? I mean, I know who I am. We are all glass cannon. I am glass cannon. I know that. So, just gotta get real close. Then you can use your teeth. A grappler. 4. +1 light weapon. +1. +1 combat. Improvement. Alrighty. So, simpler emblem. It's gonna be a kitty of some kind. 9 binary heretical cat priest. Yeah, we did it. Company name. It's gonna have to have something fun. So, our knight, light weapon, and shield. What kind of weapon do we want him to have? This guy's got a bow. So that hand is pretty much gonna be not used because he's just gonna be like, oh, looking. We gotta give him some little bombs. We gotta make some little ears. And then this guy is going to have a light weapon and a shield. And the shield, I think I already found one right there. That'll be good. So I'll get that cut, get that added. And what kind of weapon does he need? Let's see. Maybe 1 light weapon. A light weapon and a shield. What would my knight have? What would a kitty knight have? Got a shield. Maybe a sword or a hammer. Probably a mace or a flail. Maybe a flail. It's a flail. Yeah, a flail. So, okay. Flail. A flail and a shield. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, we're gonna have a flail. It seems like the only right choice. Okay, well, it is 8:09. I think I am probably going to stop here. That way I can gather some supplies and start trying to work on some conversions and stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think from here I'm going to just be working on converting up these little guys today. So I don't think I'm going to stream that because it'll probably take more time to do that if I stream it. And I'm trying to get them done and also a bunch of other stuff today. So I think I'm probably going to cut the stream here, try to get a bunch of stuff done. Try to really focus today. Oh, no problem. Thank you for tuning in, Possum, as always. And anyone else who is watching this later. This weekend, I promise I am going to be working harder on getting everything organized as far as like what I'm doing and as far as getting this flowing and getting a regular, I know I've been talking about it for like a month, but like getting a regular, these are the things I'm going to do on these days of the week, and these things are the things I'm going to do at this point in time of the month, as far as like, oh, let's play this game, let's do this. But I think just starting a new game is going to be, anytime we're going to start a new game, it'll probably have a little bit of a getting ready phase and also just kind of launching this whole thing from the beginning. So, yeah, ramble. Thank you so much again for your time and for listening and hanging out and keeping me company while I roll up this kitty priest. The world of 1490 will soon be our oysters. We're going to eat them all up. So, yeah, until then, take care and sit pretty. Have a good one. Thanks again.